Hello everyone, my name is Nicholas, and this is our PSA video on how to be responsible. Sorry if you caught the pun, but anyways. So, what's the buzz? What's the big problem? Well, air pollution is the problem, or should I say multiple problems, because air pollution, habitat loss, climate change, disease, and pests are not all, but some of the reasons why our native bee populations are at a decline. In simpler terms, when a flower releases a molecule, it's almost like a trail that a bee can follow. But when it mixes with air pollution, the molecule sent by a flower will begin to be broken down, making it difficult for bees to locate the scent. Next is habitat loss. Many of our pollinating friends are losing their habitats because of land development, urban and suburban, and agricultural use, driving away our friends. By doing this, we are limiting the opportunities for them to find suitable nesting areas that they could survive during harsh winters or really warm summers. We all know that bees and plants have a mutually beneficial relationship, but that relationship depends on the timing of natural events within a bee's life cycle. For example, in warmer than usual temperatures, this could affect the time a plant species produces nectar or pollen. On the other hand, bees may respond by altering the time of day they choose to forage for food to reduce their chances of overheating. Disease and pests is the next one. As you can see on the top right, that is a picture of a varroa mite. It spreads among colonies by hitchhiking on worker drones. It feeds on the blood of adult honeybees and reproduces on the honeybee's pupae. If it wasn't bad enough, it weakens bees' immune system against disease and spreads diseases such as deformed wing virus. There's a lot of things that you can do to help our flying friends, such as respecting their habitat or build a shelter that they could take refuge. Eliminate the use of pesticides in your gardens. Remember that the small things add up really quickly. Or something as simple as sharing this video with someone else. By spreading awareness, you're doing great numbers to help the cause. One day, you notice that the honey you've been slathering on your bread and putting in your tea is now more expensive. Instead of switching your bad habits of toast and honey every day, you decide to do some research. What you find shocks you. And so, you begin to follow the rabbit hole. Human society is built upon various pillars. Of them is a humble honeybee. We as a species have been collecting honey from bees for millennia, with the oldest records of humans collecting honey traced all the way to modern-day Turkey, which would be around 9,000 years ago. But it wasn't until European settlers introduced the subspecies of Apis mellifera, which is what we now know today as our modern-day honeybee. Little did they know that they would be sowing the seeds of a multi-billion-dollar industry. Since the 19th century, though, beekeepers have been reporting rare mass disappearances of their colonies, giving the phenomenon many names. For instance, spring dwindling disease, autumn collapse, and disappearing disease. But in 2006, the phenomenon was reported to affect more than half of all hives in the US. It was given a new name, colony collapse disorder. Colony collapse disorder wasn't just reported in the US, but in many parts of the world, like in Europe. Everyone knows that bees pollinate our crops, but not everyone knows that they do it on an industrial scale. They generate 1/3 of America's food production this way. To put this in perspective, 1 out of 3 meals eaten by a human were made possible by a honeybee. So, if bees were to stop existing, hundreds of plants would go with them, with millions of people starving. Food that we take for granted, like apples, onions, and pumpkins, would perish, or their production would be halted or stunted. And crops that we use to feed our livestock would also be affected by this. Parasites, disease, habitat loss, and starvation are usually the causes of bee deaths. All those reasons are a byproduct of a much bigger problem, such as genetics and global warming. Warmer than usual temperatures can affect the time of day certain plant species produce pollen. which could heavily affect a bee. Everyone knows a happy wife is a happy life. Oh, wrong script. What I meant to say is a healthy queen is a healthy hive. The health of a queen can dictate how healthy the hive is. However, millions of queens distributed to farms are all bred from a few original queens. This lack of genetic diversity would weaken the ability for bees to defend against pests and diseases. We as individuals can do a lot to help our buzzing friends. For instance, we can plant a bee garden. A bee garden caters to, bees and pollinators. With plants that are rich in nectar and pollen, you are sure to make a couple bees happy. Or use organic products in your garden and natural solutions such as compost for healthy soil, adding ladybugs and praying mantises to keep pests away. It's our responsibility to take care of our earth. It's the only one we have. If it's not to protect nature, then it's to ensure our own survival. A quote from Albert Einstein: "If the bees disappear from the surface of Earth, man would have no more than 4 years left to live." Thank you and have a nice day. Thank you, but before you go, I have a video to show you. We're no strangers to bees. You know the bees, and so do I. A full colony's what I'm thinking of. You wouldn't get sick from any other plant. I just wanna tell you how I'm feeling.
Gotta make you understand. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you die. Never gonna run around and stop you. Never gonna make you die. Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell a lie and hurt you.
We've known each other for so long. Your colony's been dying, but you're too weak to say it. Inside we both know what's been going on. We know the game and we're gonna rebuild it. And if I ask you how you're feeling,
don't tell me you're too weak to fly. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you die. Never gonna run around and stop you. Never gonna make you die. Never gonna say goodbye. Never tell a lie.